Welcome to Tracy Erin Talks, where functional medicine meets personal development. You want to be living your best life, but the overwhelming amount of health information out there is confusing, and the way you think about yourself is keeping you stuck. You know you are meant for more. As a women's health specialist, my aim is to simplify and equip you with the tools you need to be beautifully balanced from the inside out. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Tracy Erin Talks, where we're going to keep it real about hormones, health, and how you can actually feel like yourself again without a PhD in nutrition or a life that revolves around counting macros. Sounds like a dream, right? Today, we're talking about food, but not just any food, the foods that help you become a stress-resilient powerhouse. Because let's be real, modern life throws a lot at us, and the way that you fuel your body can either help you bounce back or leave you feeling like you're running on empty. So if you're tired of waking up exhausted, snapping at your kids over spilled milk, literally, or relying on caffeine to function, this episode is for you. We're going to dive deep into the stress-resilient women's food guide and breaking down exactly what to eat to support your hormones, your brain, and your energy levels. Does that sound good? Let's dive in. So, why is food the foundation of stress resilience? Have you ever thought that we can actually use nutrition to change our mood? Stress resilience isn't about avoiding stress though, right? Because hello, that's pretty much impossible. It is about making your body so strong and nourished that it can handle stress without sending you into a hormonal tailspin. That's where we want to be. So when we eat the right foods, we're, number one, stabilizing blood sugar, right? No more hangry meltdowns. Number two, we're supporting those adrenal glands so we don't crash mid-afternoon. And number three, we're keeping inflammation low in our bodies, which means things like fewer headaches, joint pain, bloating, and even PMS. The best part? It's not about restriction. It's about strategic nourishment. So let's get to the goods. Number one, protein is our stress-resilient queen. She lives at the top of that pyramid, okay? When you start your day with protein, you're telling your body, hey, we're safe, we're strong. No need to freak out and pump out cortisol all day. So what are some of the best choices of protein that you can get into your daily diet? Pasture-raised eggs. I know eggs are expensive right now, but they're still cheap for what you get in terms of nourishment. Another great choice would be wild-caught salmon. Lots of omega-3s for brain and mood support. Also lowers inflammation in the body. Grass-fed beef, rich in B vitamins for that energy, adrenal support. Organic chicken and turkey. And bone broth, too. There is protein in bone broth, and that is your gut healing magic. So here's a couple ideas of how to use that. Start your morning with eggs and avocado instead of a muffin and black coffee, right? Or add bone broth to soups, or sip it like tea in the afternoon when the cravings hit. Just a little bit of protein with some fats in there can really do wonders for stabilizing your blood sugar. So let's talk about those fats. Fats are the hormone helpers. Fat is not the enemy. In fact, your hormones are literally made from cholesterol and fat. So if you're skipping healthy fats, you're basically starving your hormones. Okay, so best choices would be things like avocados. They're full of potassium, which helps to regulate cortisol. Olive oil, super anti-inflammatory. Just make sure it's real olive oil and not cut with industrialized seed oils like we find on most grocery shelves here in America. Grass-fed butter. Hello, brain fuel. Hard to get a better fuel choice than that. Nuts and seeds, things like almonds, walnuts, chia seeds for omega-3s, and coconut oil. This is great for metabolism and energy. So how do we use these healthy fats? Drizzle olive oil on everything. I'm talking salads, eggs, roasted veggies. Snack on almonds and dark chocolate for an afternoon pick-me-up, although be careful with almonds because they are high in calories and they're easy to overdo. So a small handful will do the trick right then and there. Number 3, after we've got protein, Then we have healthy fats. We cannot ignore fiber. Fiber is a blood sugar stabilizer. If your blood sugar is all over the place, your mood is going to be too. So fiber slows down sugar absorption and keeps you full. Feeds your gut bacteria, which are crucial for stress resilience, right? Everything is coming back to the gut. Best choices for fiber would be those leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, berries, blueberries, raspberries, even strawberries, right? We were looking for those low glycemic berries. Still have a good amount of fiber in them, though. Sweet potatoes, fantastic. Best choices, too, flax and chia seeds. How do we use those, though? We can add berries and flax seeds to our morning smoothie. We can cut up some berries next to a pile of turkey on greens or eggs and bacon in the morning. Swap white rice for quinoa or cauliflower rice, right? We're looking to up our fiber content throughout the day. Then we've got those magnesium-rich foods, okay? I like to think of these like the chill minerals, right? The more we burn through magnesium in a stressed out state, when our cortisol is high, we know that we are expending through our magnesium levels in our body. So how do we get more anti-stress mineral? Magnesium, which calms the nervous system, relaxes muscles, and helps you sleep. How do we get more of that into our diet? Dark chocolate. Yes, I'm serious. But the higher the chocolate content, the better, right? We're not trying to create an insulin spike with something like milk chocolate or a lower percentage dark chocolate. Higher, the better. Pumpkin seeds. These are fantastic for magnesium. Spinach and Swiss chard has a lot too, and you can really pile a lot into a morning smoothie. And like we mentioned before, for fiber, those almonds have a lot of magnesium in them. So that's great. So how do we incorporate this? Well, easy. Munch on pumpkin seeds as a snack, or have a piece of 85% dark chocolate after dinner or during that afternoon slump instead of dried fruit or a sugary dessert. Adaptogenic herbs. This is nature's stress relief. So these are like magic little plants that help your body adapt to stress. Have you heard that word adaptogenic before? The first part of that word is adapt, right? We're wanting to adapt to stress. We're not looking for low or no cortisol. We're looking for the appropriate response, okay? So things like ashwagandha is going to help lower cortisol. Rhodiola helps with mental focus. Holy basil, this is great for anxiety. You can get that in tea form. Maca supports hormone balance. This is one of my very favorite things, to have a scoop of maca root powder every single morning. And so that's how I use it, and that's how you can use it too. You can add maca to your morning smoothie, or even just a little shot of water with lemon oil. That's what I personally do. Holy basil tea is easy to find over the counter. You can get things like traditional medicinals or yogi tea. Find it at your local grocery store. Sip that in the evening. So great for anxiety and that mental chatter that's happening as we're trying to wind down and go to sleep. So let's talk about what not to eliminate, right? Because I'm not all about restriction. In fact, I'm not about restriction at all, really. But some foods do make it a lot harder to be stress resilient. Let's face it. Things like refined sugar. Obvious, right? This is going to spike blood sugar, crash our energy, increases anxiety. Processed foods. This is loaded with artificial junk that mess with our hormones. What about too much caffeine? I know. I like coffee too, but too much can increase a coffee overload. For me personally, I have 1 cup of organic mold-free espresso every single morning, the real coffee bean. And if I have coffee at all throughout the rest of the day, it's always from an adaptogenic mushroom type of coffee. If you need suggestions on that, follow me on Instagram. I always am posting about that, or I'd be happy to. You can reply, send me an email, and I'll be happy to send you my favorite recommendations. Or industrial seed oils totally make it harder to be more stress resilient because they are super inflammatory in the body. So instead of saying, I can't have this, we want to flip the script to something like, I'm choosing foods to support me. So instead of like that sugary dessert, choose that 85% dark chocolate. And instead of I can't have dessert, Say, I'm choosing foods that support a good sleep for me because that's what I need for hormonal balance. Here's how to build a stress resilient plate, a simple formula to remember. This is what you need when you're looking down on your plate, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's going to look the same. You've got protein, number one. That's your first priority. Number two, healthy fats. After that, where's your fiber? And then after that is your nutrient dense carbs. Okay. Here's an example meal: grilled salmon, beautiful, delicious, right on your plate with a roasted Brussels sprouts, a little bit of quinoa, and some avocado drizzle. Sounds amazing, right? And honestly, when you get these meals down, they don't take a tremendous time in the kitchen to prepare. And you can make it where your entire family can enjoy it. Snack ideas would be things like Greek yogurt plus chia seeds plus berries. Amazing powerhouse snack. Or what about hard-boiled eggs plus a small handful of almonds? Or what about some hummus, homemade hummus, so that you can control the oil in there, and veggies? So if you own a blender, so easy to make hummus at home. So what I want you to hear is that your body's resilient. And when you give it what it needs, you do not have to live in survival mode. You don't have to rely on willpower to get through the day. You just need the right fuel. So let's do this. I want you to pick one food that you swap this week. One thing that supports your stress resilience. Maybe it's adding more protein at breakfast or swapping sugar for dark chocolate. Listen, small changes equal big results over time. And if you want more support, make sure you check out the Balance Hormone Collective. We go a deep dive on food, lifestyle, everything you need to know to reclaim your energy. So as always, if this episode helped you, share it with a friend. Let's spread the word together because every woman deserves to feel vibrant and strong. I'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining me today on Tracy Erin Talks. I hope you found today's episode enriching to your life. If you enjoyed today's content, would you consider subscribing to the podcast and leaving a review? That simple act helps this podcast get into the hands and ears of many more women just like you. Remember, anything you want and do not yet have will require a new set of beliefs, thoughts, actions, and a new you. I am honored to be on this journey with you as we wholeheartedly pursue true health and wellness in mind, body, and soul.